biggest coincidence you've experienced that turned out to be not a coincidence at all? After my last breakup, I was a mess. My ex had cheated on me with someone from his gym, and I found out through a mutual friend who accidentally let it slip. I moved back to my hometown hoping for a reset. One night, while drinking wine at a bar with my roommate, I said, half joking and half sad, "Universe, send me someone who loves dogs, hates olives, and plays piano." A week later, I met Nino at a used bookstore downtown. He was charming, soft-spoken, and easy to talk to. His rescue dog sat by his feet like it had known me forever. We chatted about music, and he mentioned he played piano at his church. Then, while we looked through a cookbook section, he wrinkled his nose and said he hated olives. I froze for a second. Then I laughed and told him he might be my cosmic sign. He laughed too. I had no idea how serious he took that. We started dating. He brought my favorite flowers to our second date. On the third, he made me pasta and poured my favorite wine without asking. He listened closely, remembered everything. He sent me good morning texts with memes I actually found funny. He brought up little things I forgot I told him. A band I loved in middle school. A weird childhood fear. At first it felt romantic, then it started to feel strange. He started showing up at places. Not like stalking, not yet, but little coincidences. Once I ran into him at the farmer's market across town. Another time, he was outside the building when I got out of therapy, saying he just happened to be in the area. My stomach would tighten, but I'd smile. I told myself not to be dramatic. Then things escalated. One night I mentioned to a friend I was craving a rare dessert from a bakery 2 cities away. The next day, it was on my porch. I hadn't even told him I wanted it. I started wondering if he was reading my messages or somehow listening to me, but that felt paranoid, so I let it go. Until the notebook. We'd been dating for about 5 months. I was at his place feeding his dog while he ran out for groceries. I was looking for a pen and opened the wrong drawer. That's when I found it. A black notebook, worn at the corners. I flipped it open. My name was at the top of every page. Details about me. What I wore, what I liked, what I said, places I went, my dog's food brand, my shampoo. One page just listed, Dad died of cancer 2017. Doesn't like hospital smell. Avoid topics. Trauma, abandonment. At the bottom of another page, I saw it. Universe wish, dog, piano. No olives, deliver all. My hands started shaking. I closed it, put it back, sat down like my knees gave out. When he came back, I acted normal. He kissed me. Asked if I wanted tacos. I said I was tired and left. I didn't answer his text the next day. I confronted him 2 nights later in a public place. I told him I knew he was stalking me. He didn't deny it. He looked embarrassed, not ashamed. I heard you say it. That night, I was at the table behind you, and I just felt like maybe I could be that person. Maybe I already was. I told him we were done. He begged me to understand. I walked away. That should have been the end, but it wasn't. My email was hacked. My Instagram got locked for suspicious activity. My roommate's cat got out one night even though she swore she hadn't opened the window. I started keeping my keys in my pocket even inside the house. Then I got a letter. It said, "I still remember what you looked like when you first saw me. You looked like you believed in something." I started documenting everything. I bought cameras, changed passwords, logged every incident. One night I told him I wanted to talk. He came over. I had my phone recording from my pocket. He confessed to everything. The listening, the watching, the notebook, the late night visits just to make sure I was safe. He said he never meant to hurt me, that I asked for someone like him. I gave the recording to the police, filed for a restraining order, sent it to his job and church. He lost both and he moved out of town. Months passed. I started breathing again until last week. I was walking my dog at a park in my new neighborhood. I heard a woman laugh. It stopped me in my tracks. I looked up. She had a corgi. She was telling the man next to her about how she hated olives. I couldn't see his face at first, and I did. It was Nino, and he was smiling. I turned and walked the other way. That night, someone left flowers on my doorstep. Violets, my favorite. I never told Nino those were my favorite. Full story on channel, link below.